It is 1400 Central African time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play, the continent's best sport and music destination. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African time on DSTV Audio Bouquet channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. If not, worry not, you can connect with us anywhere in the world on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC+. My name is Neto and Neto Chemane. Hosiati konyangazi mumkhatsha phandle konjani moyani voko dendele Africa at Play asideleli siyashaya. Let's find out what's coming up on the show. Our Zambian correspondent Namuchana Likezo spoke with former Zambian national team player Chanda Lusha on our topic of the day. With that, Athletic Club have rewarded each player with $6,000 for securing qualification to the CAF Confederation Cup group stage. And the question we are asking is, can money be used as a motivating factor to football players? You can drop us your thoughts on our number +27 63 406 9126. Chandalusha.
I think around the world, people who are waking up in the morning, going out there to look for a better life. It's all about money. So this is a tool which is being used as a motivating factor in as far as football is concerned. Look at football. It's a short-term career. Once you are injured, once you have a prolonged injury, then people won't consider you. While you are still fit, while you are still healthy, why can't you make some money? And this is a very good move made by Wydad Casablanca. It's one way of motivating, the team going forward. It's not an everyday thing, but it comes once. So if an opportunity arises, why can't you motivate them? It's like in a home setup where a child is doing fine.
Zimbabwe under-23 baseball team thrashed Benin 12-2 in the open and round-robin match of the Tri-Nations Baseball World Cup African qualifiers in Boksburg, the east of Johannesburg, South Africa's Gauteng province on Thursday, the 30th of October 2022. Zim coach Yasser Simango is exhilarated with the team's performance.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 game. Now, because of its Benin, it's a game, so it was a 50-50. It was a bit tough for both the teams, but we managed to keep it strong. We managed to work on all the bases that we wanted just to achieve the game. So we won. It was a good game. It was a great game then.
South Africa under-23 national baseball team hammered Benin 24-0 on Meserule due to rain interruption during the second round-robin match of the Tri-Nations Baseball World Cup African qualifiers at the Cardinals Stadium in Boksburg, east of Johannesburg. Team SA also triumphed 15-1 against Zimbabwe earlier on Friday morning. Despite the heavy loss, Benin coach Fernando Atanmon is happy with the experience gained by his players.
We double-headed Zimbabwe in South Africa, and so the first time for the kids from Benin to come out and play on international games, and our main goal is for the kids to learn, to have a learning experience, to gain more experience to be ready for next step.
14:04 Central African time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. Let's update you about sporting action in different parts of the world and on the African continent. Starting in West Africa, Nigeria, the Nigeria Premier Football League matches. Kwara United will take on Remo Stars today at 5 p.m. Central African time, while Bendel lock-ons with Wari Wolves also at the same time. Action continues tomorrow between Shooting Stars and Katsina United at 5 p.m. Central African time. El Kanemi Warriors will be up against Enugu Rangers also at 5 p.m. Central African time. Another match at the same time is Ekorudu City up against Kune Califate FC. Then Bayelsa United takes on Plateau United, while Barao versus Wiki Tourists also at 5 p.m. Central African time. There's also Rivers United versus Nasarawa United, Enyimba Lock-ons with Kano Pilias, and Niger Tornadoes up against Abia Warriors. And all these matches are taking place at 5 p.m. Central African time. Let's go to the Premier League, where there's also action galore this entire weekend. Let's also start with the matches that are taking place from today, which is match day 10 of 38. Crystal Palace takes on Brentford FC, the Bees, at 5 p.m. Central African time. Nottingham Forest, the Tricky Trees, are up against the Red Devils, Manchester United, at 5 p.m. Central African time. The match taking place place at the same time, which will also be live on SABC3, is Burnley FC up against Arsenal. It is the battle of the 16th placed Burnley up against the log leaders who are sitting on the summit, Arsenal, that is position 1 versus position 16, with Burnley wanting nothing but victory to find the path up the ladder of the Premier League, while Arsenal want to cement their position on top. Brighton on Leeds United at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Fulham FC takes on Wolverhampton Wanderers, also known as Wolves, at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Tottenham Hotspur takes on the Blues Chelsea at 19:30 Central African Time. Then Liverpool FC takes on Aston Villa at 10 p.m. Central African Time. Action continues tomorrow between West Ham at the Hammers taking on Newcastle United at 4 p.m. Central African Time. Manchester City, the Citizens, are up against AFC Bournemouth at 18:30 Central African Time. Then Sunderland and Everton will wrap up the weekend on Monday the 3rd of November at 10 p.m. Central African Time. Let's now look at the matches in South Africa. Actually, let's go to India, where South African women will be taking on India, the host nation, and that match is the final of the ongoing ICC Women's ODI World Cup that is currently ongoing in India. South Africa takes on India, a side they have faced in the round-robin stage, and South Africa triumphed that match, not by a margin, but it goes to show they were playing against giants in India, and that match is taking place tomorrow at 11:30 Central African Time. So let's rally behind South African women Proteas, because they are not just representing South Africa but the entire African continent. Let's now go to Germany in the Bundesliga, where there's action galore this weekend. Starting yesterday, AFC Augsburg went down by a goal to nil against Borussia Dortmund, the Yellow Wall, by 1-0. And RB Leipzig takes on VfB Stuttgart today at 16:30 Central African Time, while Heidenheim is up against Eintracht Frankfurt at 16:30 Central African Time. Another match at the same time is FC Union Berlin up against SC Freiburg, and FSV Mayence will be up against Werder Bremen today at 16:30 Central African Time, while FC St. Pauli will be up against Borussia Mönchengladbach at 16:30, and then at 19:30 it will be Bayern München taking on Bayer Leverkusen. It is an exciting battle, considering that Bayer Leverkusen surprised a lot of football fans winning the league in 2024, and they are trying as much as they can to remain on the top 5 of the German Bundesliga. They will be up against the dominating force in Bayern München, who are also the reigning champion of the Bundesliga. FC Köln takes on Hamburger SV tomorrow at 16:30 Central African Time, and Wolfsburg will take on TSG Hoffenheim at 18:30 Central African Time. 14:09 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, let's take a short break. We'll be back shortly.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you will be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto, Neto Chemane.
14:10 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Let's update you about the Springboks, who will be taking on Japan in international rugby, and that match is taking place at 18:10 Central African Time. Then there are matches in the Betway Premiership. Mamelodi Sundowns will be up against Orlando Pirates today, the 1st of November at 15:30 7:30 Central African Time. Orbit College FC takes on Magesi FC, while Polokwane City is up against Richards Bay. And we've got Chipa United, the Chili Boys, taking on Usutu Amazulu. And there's also TS Galaxy up against Stellenbosch FC. Let's now have a conversation throwing forward to the big match of the weekend, which is Mamelodi Sundowns up against Orlando Pirates. There's never a dull moment when these two sides meet. Let's welcome Mihlali to the conversation. Mihlali, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon to you, Neto, and good afternoon to listeners. Afternoon.
Thank you so much indeed for joining us. There's never a dull moment when these two giants, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. Are we looking forward to an exciting match that will produce a number of goals?
That's right. Yes, I'm live at the venue where this match will be taking place. That is Loftus Southfield here in Pretoria. And as you said already, the mood, I can tell you now, it's very electrifying. The supporters of both teams are already filling the venue to capacity. You remember that this is a sold-out affair. So the number of supporters that are flocking into the stadium at this moment shows that, they will be filled to capacity. But also what's interesting is that the theatrics from the two teams have already started. When Pirates were going out for their pitch inspections, they were doing the tradition of actually throwing objects onto the goalpost. And then the Sundowns officials came and cleared those off. So I can tell you this much that, whatever that is starting before the game will be shortly taken onto the pitch. And obviously we'll see a good spectacle of football.
If you have just joined us, we are looking forward to an exhilarating day of football between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. We've got a great South African journalist talking to us on Africa at Play, who is currently at the venue and anticipating an exciting match, talking about the fans that are coming in their numbers. And I'm certain this is one of those that you refer to as the sold-out affair. Mihlali, just based on this match, Mamelodi Sundowns are on the summit as we speak. Orlando Pirates are not far from them. They want to breathe closer to them and even overtake them to that spot. But of course, a win might just not be enough. What does it mean for Mamelodi Sundowns and what does it mean for Orlando Pirates? Who wants it the most?
100% Neto. When you look at both teams, they are still vying for that top 4 position on the log. But also, it's still early days to reach into anything. But this could be a game that could actually define where the season will actually go come May. But what I can tell you now is that both teams are under for 3 points. You'll remember that Sundowns are coming to this game at the back of actually qualifying for the group stage of the Champions League. But most importantly, they will know that where their bread is buttered is actually in the league, which is where they expected to actually win every passing game. The last time Sundowns hosted Pirates here, you remember the 4-1 thrashing, a courtesy of that brace from Lucas Ribeiro, the goal from actually another one came from Tebogo Mokoena. But also going to the Pirates side as well, they know the importance of doing well in domestic football after they were not able to actually qualify for the Champions League group stages. So Coach Abdeslam Fadim was actually speaking this week saying that he was not pleased when this area started to show, but he knows that they need to score goals and more important in the league, which will be a factor that will come into play. Sundowns, have always been dominant when it comes to the national capital, defending their turf as champions. But Pirates need to show that the number of signings that they have at their disposal can actually compete across board, and that includes here in Pretoria.
Mihlali Baleka from Citizen, one of the renowned newspapers in South Africa. Mihlali, before I let you go, what is one of the stories, exciting sports stories that you've written about recently?
No, the exciting story that I've said about actually was the Sundowns when they were speaking about coming to this match. Aubrey Modiba was saying that the blend goes beyond actually, 90 minutes. It goes to Bafana Bafana, the national team. You'll remember that Sundowns together with Pirates are one of the feeders of the national team. So the importance and the magnitude of this game goes beyond just the 90 minutes. The players will go to the national team this month when they face Zambia in the international phase. But today will actually go a long way in actually them clicking when they go back to coach-to-go process team. So it's quite important that they actually do well here and actually take that momentum to the national team as well.
Mihlali Baleka from Citizen at the venue for a fire-blazing match between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. Kabuyelo takes on the black and white. Mihlali, thank you so much. Have a good game. Let football win.
Thank you so much, children. Thank you to your listeners.
14:15 Central African Time. Let's now go to Lusaka, Zambia, where Namuchana Likezo is standing by to introduce today's topic, where we're talking about the influence that money brings in form of incentives, in form of bonuses. Is it a motivating factor to football players, considering that football is a short journey? You can share your thoughts with us on our number, +27 63 406 9126. Africa at Play, as Delil Siashaya. Let's go to Lusaka.
Wydad Athletic Football Club has rewarded each player with 60,000 United States dollars for securing qualification to the Confederation of African Football CAF Confederations Cup group stages. We are asking, can money be used as a motivating factor in football players? This is our topic today, and I have with me former Zambia national soccer team player Chanda Lusha. Sir, thank you so much for having taken time to talk to us. We are looking at the news that is coming from Morocco that Wydad Athletic, they have rewarded their players with a whopping 60,000 United States dollars for securing qualification to the CAF Confederations Cup group stages. And Mr. Chanda, we are asking, can money be used as a motivating factor in football? What are your views?
I think around the world, people who are waking up in the morning, going out there to look for a better life. It's all about money. So this is a tool which is being used as a motivating factor in as far as football is concerned. Look at football. It's a short-term career. Once you are injured, once you have a prolonged injury, then people won't consider you. While you are still fit, while you are still healthy, why can't you make some money? And this is a very good move made by Wydad Casablanca. It's one way of motivating, the team going forward. It's not an everyday thing, but it comes once. So if an opportunity arises, why can't you motivate them? It's like in a home setup where a child is doing fine. Why can't you motivate him or her? That's how it works. Football, so many things are happening around football. I've already alluded to that. Once you get injured, you are forgotten. So if you are given something, you have something to start from. Let's say 6,000 will make a difference. Even here in Zambia, if somebody receives, in Africa receives a 6,000, it makes a difference in one's life. So it's up to the players. How are they going to use the money? Because I can see that just getting into the group stages, when things gets better again, this package may be raised to 12,000. Who knows? That's how football is. So if a team is doing fine, why can't there be a token of appreciation? Just recently, is it Kenya? Were motivated by their president. They did very fine in that tournament, and they were given a token of appreciation. Even if people may take it to be something else, but I still feel that this is the right way to go. Even you, Mr. Namchana, if you're doing fine in your career and people are seeing your fruit, who can block you to be blessed? Definitely the boss will just come around and say, Mr. Namchana, you are doing a great job. Can I promote you? That's the way it goes. So this motivation has come at the right time, and the team, I know for sure, will put up 100% when it comes to competing soon. And very soon the tournament will start, and I see many teams, associations or clubs or president coming in and motivating their players. That's the way to go. If you don't motivate your own, who are you going to motivate? If you don't motivate your own children in your own house, who are you going to motivate? The neighbors, people laugh at you. So money is coming in football around the world. We see it in Saudi Arabia. Money is a motivator. I still feel that money can be these will bring about determination in each and every player who want to perform to the very best. We don't want to miss out to be in the 20 being selected at a particular time. So wherever you go in the food, money is the motivating factor. This is why you've seen nations grow. Talk of Saudi Arabia, England, Bundesliga, La Liga as well. Who don't want to make money while they're still alive? So this is a very good thing to do. Let's motivate teams for them to perform better. In an event that a team is not motivated, you win, you are not given the salary, definitely the morale will go down. What will people talk about your association, or rather the president of the team, the administration? There'll be chaos at the end of the day. So if need be, if the team is doing fine, why can't you come on board, motivate the player so that next time they do well, next time they go to bigger stages of competition? This is the way to go. Africa, why can't we pull up ourselves? And indeed motivate players while fit or still. So this is one way to go, and I still feel strongly that the money can be used, channel motivation in as far as football. Thank you.
Mr. Chanda, thank you so much for having taken time to talk to Channel Africa. I have also with me Wezi Mazunda, soccer analyst. Wezi, we are looking at the news that is coming from Morocco that Wydad Athletic, they have rewarded all their players with 60,000 United States dollars for securing qualification to the Confederation of African Football CAF Confederations Cup group stages. And Wezi, we are asking, can money be used as a motivating factor in football?
Definitely, money can be used as a motivating factor. And it's good. Wydad has done a very good thing. I hope a lot of clubs in Africa can emulate what they've done. Like I always say, it's dependent on economies. So let's work to make money in football. Let's football make and produce a lot of money. As a business model, of course, the club should work as a business model. This is why there's all these regulations of club licensing, so that money easily come into the club, leading to the development of paying players for a good deed that they do, of qualifying to this competition. Why do I say so? Because now there's a lot of money coming into the competition. I think from the time the competition started, I think prize monies have been increasing. And now I think it's way beneficial to the clubs if they look at what they put in. Maybe some may argue to say what they put in is much more than what they get, but at least it's getting better. And it also keeps consistency in the club because you continue winning that money and bringing in the money. So if the player is happy, I mean, which player wouldn't want to go to the pitch smiling, knowing that in their accounts they've got money for qualifying? And obviously it gives you hope that when you win that cup, when you win that title, more money will come into your account. And what's even better is that you don't only win that cup, but you defend it. Keep on winning it. That's more money to you. That's a good business model. So you're investing in who? The foot soldiers, the ones who play the football for your club. And it's so good. It's winning everywhere. So the club is making money, the players are making money, families are happy, communities are happy, and it's just a good model. So I think it should be emulated by clubs in other African countries. That is the way to go. Start bit by bit. It's not something that you can just start there and then. I mean, Wydad is a club obviously well sponsored, and they've come from somewhere. It's not just you just start. And it's just been well proven. Teams that are financially sound, teams that have the resources, the financial resources, mostly get to do well. Why? Because you're able to invest even in your staff, in your players, in your technical team, and everybody's happy. You know, management is making those people who do the work, because the footballers are the ones doing the work for you. So if they do good work and bring out the good results, why not reward them for the good job that they're doing?
Wezi, thank you so much for having taken time to talk to Channel Africa.
Thank you very much.
That was Wezi Mazunda, soccer expert, giving us views on our topic today. And we were analyzing and looking at the news that is coming from Morocco, that Wydad Athletic Football Club has rewarded each and every player with 60,000 United States dollars for securing qualification to the Confederation of African Football CAF Confederations Cup group stages. And we were asking, can money be used as a motivating factor in football? We had Mr. Chanda Lusha, former Zambia national soccer team player, and Wezi Mazunda, soccer expert. For Channel Africa Sports, Namchana from Zambia.
AUSISA, the Association of Water and Sanitation Institution of South Africa, is a platform uniting Africa's water professionals. This November, Africa leads the conversation on water and sanitation. Join global and African leaders at the AUSISA Africa and Global South Dialogue 2025 from the 9th till the 12th of November at the Emperor's Palace, Johannesburg. From policy innovation, this is where action meets collaboration for a water-secure future. Register today at ausisa-watersan-dialogue.org or follow at AUSISA on social media. AUSISA, working together for sustainable water and sanitation security in Africa. Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
14:23 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. Let's update you about the football fixtures in the Zambia Super League in Southern Africa. Mines United takes on Prison Leopards at 3 p.m. Central African Time, while Green Eagles is up against Zanaco FC, also at 3 p.m. Then it's Mutondo Stars taking on Konkola Blades at the same time. Red Arrows versus Nkana at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Mfulira Wanderers takes on Kabwe Warriors, also at 3 p.m. Action will continue tomorrow between Power Dynamos, also known as Power 90, taking on Nkwazi FC at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Green Buffaloes versus Zesco United, while Njanga Rangers will be up against Muza, and all these matches are taking place at 3 p.m. Central African Time. We will continue to update you about the different sporting action on the African continent and globally. We've got some voice notes on our topic of the day, where we're talking about money in football, where we've witnessed Wydad Athletic Club of Morocco rewarding each player with $6,000 for their qualification to the group stage of the CAF Confederation Cup. And the big question we are asking is, can money be used as a motivational factor to football players, as we know that the journey in football is a very short one, a very short career indeed. We've got some voice notes, so let's start with Nande Jobodwana.
Money plays an incentive, and that's what the players are playing for. You know, they hear about these big contracts, sponsorships, and by getting your team into these cup competitions, now your name is being put out there. Now you get to play against clubs that you normally wouldn't play against, and we see your skill. So, of course, money is a major incentive, and it should be. And maybe it's high time that even other clubs in across other tournaments, in across other leagues, start doing the same. If you want to attract the best, you need to pay them what they deserve, and you need to give them incentives. You need to incentivize players. That's why there's a cash prize for man of the match. So yeah, it's a total no-brainer. It's a total no-brainer. The more money you give players, the more effort you're gonna get out of them. It's just plain and simple like that. Thank you, viewers.
14:25 Central African Time. Thank you to Nande Jobadwana for sharing his views with us. We've also have a voice note from Apiwe Ngwenya.
Hi, Africa Play. This is Apua Ngwenya. Definitely, money can be used as a motivating factor. A lot of teams use it. That's why, for instance, when it comes to World Cups, they get incentivized. So if you reach maybe the semifinals, you get the X amount of money. If you reach knockout stages, you can reach X amount of money. If you win, you'll get X amount of money. So it definitely is a huge motivator. It also, unfortunately, becomes maybe a killer of the sports when it comes to the national side. So maybe in clubs, not so much, but when it comes to national football, you'd see a lot of the players maybe just playing for the money, opposed to actually national pride. So it actually does work, but I think the system might just be abused.
14:26 Central African Time. Do send us your thoughts on our number +27 63 406 9126. Thank you to Nande Jobadwana and Apiwe Ngwenya for sharing their insight with us on this exciting topic. Let's also update you about the Kenya Premier League matches that are currently underway. Yesterday, Mara Sugar and Bandari played to a 0-0 draw. Nairobi United is up against Sofapaka. That match kicked off at 1400 Central African Time, and there's also a match between Kariobangi Sharks up against Shabana at 1500 Central African Time. Then action will continue tomorrow between Kakamega Homeboys versus Tusker at 1 p.m. Central African Time. Another match at the same time is Bidco United taking on APS Bomet, and there's also Kenya Police taking on Posta Rangers also tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central African Time. Muranga Seal versus KCB tomorrow at 2 p.m. AFC Leopards will take on Matari United, and all these matches are taking place at 2 p.m. Then at 3 p.m. it will be Gomahia FC versus Ulinzi Stars, and this match is taking place at 3 p.m. Central African Time. It's time to visit the dance floor. It is a Saturday. Let's dance to it.
Africa at Play, beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
Sleep right in your eye. This is tasty food for river of pain. We are tributaries of that great river of pain. Flowing into one ocean. There is only one ocean. All our waves flow into it. But it is still over the waters of love into a great nation of love. Before we recognize that all emotions are one. Kapenda mzala, kapenda mzala, kapenda mzala.
Africa at Play, beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
I told you, man. It's King Tick Pandemics. Chimani pass a piece of mine. She got a man, but he had no mind. The pass a love, baby, don't be stingy. The when he found now, can't you see? Baby, baby, Osani si yana silonga we. Baby, baby, Osani panga chipuba Superman. Nini na power monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you monga Superman. Nina olimba monga Superman. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. He was it, deliver. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. Deliver.
Shot call a big baller. My lady's coming to want more. She love the way I put it down, but even more, she love my aura. Shake like thunder, beat like drama. This right here is a la casa. Somebody please call emergency. The way the girl is hurting me, yeah. I like her, she a freak. My wife, she a keeper. No one like her, she a sniper. My type of ghetto diva. I like her, she a freak. She a keeper, no one like her. She a sniper, my type of ghetto diva. Superman, shawty say you want a Superman. Baby, we all know you a superwoman. So you and I could be the super friends. Maybe I'm a lover, maybe I'm a pleaser. Give it to you harder, never will I tease you. Eat it like salad, call that a season. So when I'm in Rome, you should follow the leader. Give me what belongs to Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. You watch it, I check, deliver. Give me what belongs to Caesar, baby, I'm the leader.
Superman, nini na power monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you monga Superman. Nina olimba monga Superman.
(14:37) Central African Time. It is a song called Superman by Yo Maps featuring Omarion. Before that, we played you the legends of African music, Stimela saying Whispers in the Deep. Thank you for choosing Africa at Play. Let's update you about the 2025 Women's Cricket ODI World Cup that is currently underway in India. And of course, it is coming to its conclusion tomorrow with a final match between South Africa and India, the host nation. Let's take it a week back to Saturday the 25th, match ODI 26 of 31. South Africa played against Australia Women, where Australia Women won by 7 wickets. But already South Africa had done enough at this point to book their spot to the last 4. Then on Sunday the 26th, it was New Zealand Women taking on England Women, and England won by 8 wickets. Action continued on match ODI 28 of 31, Bangladesh Women and India Women. And there was also a match between South Africa Women in the semi-finals taking on England Women. And this is where South Africa triumphed by 225 runs to book their special ticket to the final. And Australia Women also played against India Women, where India Women won by 5 wickets with 9 balls left to also book a special place in the final to take on the Women Proteas of South Africa. As we now cross live to India and welcome Neto Chemane, who is the media manager of the Women Proteas, a man who sleeps very less. Even at midnight, you will be getting updates from him. That's how passionate he is about his work and the game of cricket. Neto, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
No, thank you so much, Buti. Greetings to all. Greetings to you and your listeners. You are far too kind. Thank you so much. Exciting times, Buti. We are one sleep away from hopefully glory.
Yeah, I like that. One sleep away from hopefully glory. Let's remove this hopefully and just say ultimate glory, because we believe in this team. During the round robin stage, we got to speak to the fielding coach before we even got to the semi-finals, and we said to him, with no pressure to the team, but it will be awesome if the team can make it to the final. Here we are. How's the mood in camp?
No, the mood is calm. It's very positive. Fortunately, it is the first time we're in a World Cup, but at the same time, we've been to 2 other World Cup finals previously to this. So the players are very calm. They're looking forward to it. It's more excitement than anything else, but not looking too far ahead. Worrying about the process and what they have to do tonight and tomorrow to get themselves ready to go when that first ball gets bowled.
14:40 Central African Time. We've got the Women Proteas media manager Neto Chemane all the way from India, where action will be taking place between the 2 outfits, South Africa and the host nation India. Neto, please just stay on the line. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll find out what can we expect on this big occasion, with the Women Proteas being in the final, and that represents not just South Africa but the African continent very well.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender based violence, GBV, zikuwononga mioyo komanso phwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete. Koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhuzidwa funani chithandizo. Chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionetsero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhuzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Kutenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
Africa at Play, beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
14:42 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. A very warm welcome if you have just joined us. We are live to India talking to Neto Chemane, who is the media manager for the Women Proteas, the champion material that are taking on India tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Central African Time. Neto, every match between Women Proteas and India is like a final match. So what can we expect on this one? We've lost that line to Neto Chemane, but worry not, we will connect with him to find out what can we expect on this big occasion. We are talking about India women who will be taking on South Africa women, and India is hosting this ODI World Cup 2025 edition. We will connect with Neto Chemane in just a short while. In the meantime, we will update you with action that is taking place in different parts of the African continent and globally. Let's go to the United Kingdom, where there's action galore today. Crystal Palace in matchday 10 of 38 will be up against Brentford FC at 5 p.m. Central African Time. There's more matches at the same time, including Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. The Red Devils. Burnley FC is taking on Arsenal at 5 p.m. Central African Time. This match will be broadcast live on SABC Sport on SABC3 channel, and you can also access it on SABC Plus at your fingertips. There's also Brighton and Hove Albion, also known as Brighton, taking on Leeds United at 1700 Central African Time. Then Fulham takes on Wolves at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Tottenham Hotspur will be up against Chelsea, and this match is at 19:30 Central African Time. We are back to India with Neto Chemane. Neto, thank you so much for joining us back on the line. I was saying it is always like a World Cup final, a match between India women and South Africa women. We've played them in the pool stages and beat them by not a margin, to show just the character of players that will be taking on the field tomorrow. Are we that team that can actually upset India, or we shouldn't be carried away by what happened in the pool stages?
No, firstly, it's a new game. There's a saying or a theme in the team that we start from zero in every match. So yes, we can take confidence from that game against in group stages. Obviously, it was earmarked by outstanding performance by Unedin de Klerk, which helped silence the crowd in Vizag. But it's a new day, it's a new game. Obviously, the pressure has heightened double fold in the final. So we start from zero and we just take this game as it comes. The plan is to obviously silence 1.4 billion people as much as we can throughout the day. They will be on top, we will be on top, but it's about who stays the calmest, the longest in the game, and that will be the way we can get the victory. But it is the
Starting from zero is the motto of the Women Proteas in camp, as they will be taking on India in the final. Neto, what are the talks like in camp in terms of making certain, because it's one thing getting to the final and then it becomes your end of the road, but it's another thing getting to the final and, like you've rightfully said, and then you silence the host nation and walk away victors.
Yes, obviously the fortunate part, this team is quite experienced in reaching finals, having reached the T20 World Cup final in 2023 at home in Newlands, and then also doing the next T20 World Cup last year in Dubai, which is obviously, we did not win those two games, but the experience that was learned from there is priceless, and I think we will be in our benefit this time. We're taking on an India side who've obviously also never reached, well, the last time they reached the final was in 2017 in the ODI final. This is our first ODI final. So we take a lot of solace out of being a team that is able to do well in knockout matches, but yet obviously last hurdle is something that we are aiming for. As I said, the team is very calm. The coach Mandla Mashimbi, is also very adamant about keeping us grounded, making sure that the ladies' feet are where they are, and not to think too far ahead. I think maybe in the last couple of World Cup finals, that's where the team would have maybe thinking about the glory and thinking about lifting the trophy itself. But this time around, I see a lot of calmness. They're all focused on sticking to the processes and what helped us, and not veering away from that too much, and making sure that on the day we just remain calm. The talent is there. It's just about the temperament on the day, and making sure, yes, it will be loud. Yes, the fans will be going crazy for every boundary or every wicket that they get. But for us, we know if we do good things for a long time, we can end on the positive side on Sunday.
Any injury worries ahead of this final?
No, obviously, Tasman Brits did come off with after falling on her shoulder in the semi-final, but she's a very tough cookie. She's in the nets right now as I'm watching her bat. She looks good to go, so she will not miss this if it's not something that is too serious. So that's the only concern we had going in, but she's been very good and she's been very positive about making sure that she makes this moment count. And other than that, the team is fit, the team is ready to go. So we put our best foot forward tomorrow and try and make all South Africans and the African continent proud by bringing back a World Cup trophy.
I want to get back to that point because it would just be incredible for the women Proteas to triumph for this one. If all goes according to plan and we beat India, what will this victory mean to South African cricket and cricket on the African continent, which is still on a developing level?
Yeah, it will be massive, Puti. Obviously, saw the impact that just making that first final in 2023 T20 World Cup did for women's cricket in South Africa in general. From that achievement in 2023, immediately the domestic system was professionalized at home. There's full 15-player contracts that exist now for all first division teams, which is obviously allows young cricketers who are trying to get into the game to make cricket their profession, so they can solely focus on training and getting better to be able to play for these in these kind of moments that the ladies are preparing for. So we cannot even imagine what it will mean if the team can actually come back with the trophy. Today we're in conversation with President Cyril Ramaphosa as well. He sent a message just for the team and wishing them well. So it will mean a lot. The country is watching, and I'm sure if we can get over the line here, imagine, how and what it will do for women's cricket in the country, and not only in the country but on the African continent as well.
14:49 Central African Time. Neto Chemane, the media manager for the women Proteas that are currently on national and continental duty in India. They will be taking on the host nation tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Central African Time. Neto, thank you so much for updating us. Do share our sentiments with the team and tell them that from the rest of the Africa at Play team, we are rallying behind the team, and I'm certain all South Africans and Africans feel the same way. Big ups to the women Proteas.
Thank you so much, Puti, and really appreciate all the support. The ladies certainly feel it all the way here, and I'm sure they'll try their best to make you and the country proud. Thank you so much, Puti.
14:50 Central African Time. That was the media manager for the women Proteas, who is currently in India for the ongoing 2025 ICC Women's ODI World Cup. It is coming to the close of the curtain, and that action is tomorrow, the final, the grand finale between India, the host nation, and the women Proteas. And we say from South Africa, the African continent, let African excellence prevail. Let's take a short break. We'll be back shortly.
nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender based violence GBV zikuwononga miyoyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete. Koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhudzidwa funani chithandizo. Chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionetsero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhudzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you will be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto, Neto Chemane.
14:53 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Let's update you about the action in East Africa in the Uganda Premier League, where Buhimba United Saints went down by 3-0 yesterday against Villa FC. And another match that happened was KCC AFC beating Calvary by 4-2, a 6-goal thriller. Today, action starts at 3 p.m. in Uganda, where Mbarara City takes on NECFC, and Gaddafi FC up against Vipers at 3 p.m. Central African Time. And action will continue on match day 6 of 15 as the Ugandan Premier League was interrupted by the new system, the new format rather, they wanted to introduce of dividing 16 teams into 2 groups after playing the first round of matches, where one team would have played against the 15 as per tradition of leagues. And then in the second round, then that's when the split would happen. But that format has since been reversed because the football stakeholders were not so impressed about that system. But I really think it's an interesting system where the top 8 will then fight for the top team to triumph, and the bottom 8 will fight until there's a relegation candidate. But I'm certain in the future we will have a conversation like that where we get to speak about a new format. We will be updating you shortly about the sports news making headlines on the African continent and globally. We got to speak to Neto Chemane, who is the media manager of Women Proteas, who is currently in India for the final that will be taking place tomorrow. South Africa has done tremendously well, beating the likes of India and the likes of New Zealand and England on their path to these semis, and we say big ups to the Women Proteas. We also got to speak to Mihlali Baleka, who is in Pretoria for the big match between Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, Kabuyelo Masandawana, taking on the Sea Robbers, a club with many nicknames. Some call them Ezimnyamangengani, Amapakania, the Buccaneers. They are full on when it comes to nicknames, and we will get to witness that action. We will update you as action continues. That match kicks off at 15:30 Central African Time. You can also tune in on SABC 1 to get that action and also available on SABC+. 14:55 for Central African Time. In the second hour, we will be welcoming our teenager in sport. That is Enrique Sinclair, who will be talking to us about his football journey. We'll also get to speak to Namuchana Likezo, our correspondent from Lusaka, Zambia. And we might also have a moment to speak to the baseball lovers in Boxback, where action is happening in the baseball African qualifiers for the upcoming World Cup that will be taking place in Nicaragua in Central America. And it is taking place in November 2026, kicking off on the 16th and concluding on the 15th. This is Africa at Play as Delil Siashaya.
From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play. Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
14:56 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. Do get in touch with us on our different social media platforms. On Instagram and X is at Channel Africa 1, and on Facebook the name of our station. Also make time to visit our incredible website of Channel Africa, and you will get to know more about this exciting station that broadcasts to the world in 5 languages: in English, Chinyanja, Kiswahili, Portuguese and French. It's time for sports news. Starting off with cricket news. England's top order struggles continued ahead of the Ashes during a 2-wicket defeat to New Zealand in the third one-day international as the hosts completed a series sweep in Wellington. The tourists slumped 44 for 4 and 102 for 7 after losing the toss and batting first at the Sky Stadium, with England's top 4, Jenny Smith, Ben Duckett, Joe Root and Jacob Bethel, combining for just 21 runs. Jamie Overton posted his maiden ODI half-century and finished England top scorer for a second successive match, scoring 68 from 62 balls, with Joe Butler on 38 and Bryden Cass on 30, offering late support before they were eventually dismissed in the 41st over. In football news, Siwelele FC needed a late goal to secure a narrow 1-0 win in the Betway Premiership victory against Sekhukhune United at the Dr. Petros Molemela Stadium last night. The victory elevated Siwelele to the 12th spot in the league and the league standings, having 11 points from 11 matches. Coach Lehlonololo Siema's side will travel to Cape Town, where they are scheduled to lock horns with Stellenbosch FC in another league game on the 5th of November. Babina Noko, on the other hand, remained second in the standings, having accumulated 20 points from 10 matches. The Limpopo side will be determined to get their bid to win the league title back on track when they play host to Richards Bay on the 4th of November. In the meantime, second place Bournemouth will attempt to continue their surprise Premier League start when they visit 5th place Manchester City tomorrow. The Cherries join the league leaders Arsenal as the only EPL side to lose just 1 through 9 games, with arguably their most impressive victories coming in late August at Tottenham and home against Brighton in mid-September. Anthony Semenya has become the latest striker to blossom under manager Andoni Iraola. Semenyo's 6 league goals follow the career best 11 he scored in 2024-2025 season. And while the Cherries have outperformed metrics like expected goals so far, City manager Pep Guardiola isn't about to write off legitimacy of their position in the table or weigh in on whether they can maintain their spot. In basketball news, Barcelona edged Partizan Mozarte Belgrade by 78-76 in a gripping EuroLeague contest to record their 12th consecutive win over the Serbian side. Tonic Shengela started with his 24 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists, while Will Siblam hit a decisive late 3-pointer to secure the victory. Despite Terex Jones' near triple-double and Dwayne Washington's 21 points, Partizans suffered their 3rd consecutive defeat. In the meantime, the Mavericks will face the Pistons at the Arena Ciudad in Mexico. The matchup between the Mavericks and the Pistons at Arena Tijuana Siswadati de Mexico will be the 15th regular season NBA game played in Mexico City. It will be the fourth for Dallas, more than any other franchise. The Phoenix Suns and Orlando Magic have each played 3 games in Mexico. Mexico City is 7,349 feet above sea level, more than 2,000 feet higher than Denver, the highest altitude city in the NBA. The South Africa in baseball news, the South Africa under-23 national baseball team hammered Benin 24-0 on Messi rule due to rain interruption during the second round-robin match of the Tri-Nations Baseball World Cup African qualifiers at the Cardinals Stadium in Boksburg, east of Johannesburg, yesterday afternoon. The team also triumphed 15-1 against Zimbabwe on Friday morning. Despite the heavy loss, Benin coach Fernando Atanmon is happy with the experience gained by his players.
We double-headed Zimbabwe in South Africa, and so the first time for the kids from Benin to come out and play on international games, and our main goal is for the kids to learn, to have a learning experience, to gain more experience, to be ready for next step.
It is the first time that Benin side is participating in this continental tournament. Their mentor Atanmon says they have learned a lot from the 2 matches lost to Zimbabwe and South Africa.
We've learned a lot. We saw a lot of mistakes coming off our side, and we think that from that moment on, we will keep working on those mistakes, get better, get improved, and be ready for more games.
The West African outfit lost their match against South Africa in rainy conditions. Atanmon speaks about unfavorable weather away from home compared to his home soil, Benin.
It does matter. It does matter because in Benin is harder than these conditions. So the players are not at all used to this cold weather. So he plays a lot against us, but the player did their best. They played well. We didn't lose for us. We didn't lose. We just learned. And the weather played a lot against us. And that's baseball. The baseball just won. So we are not disappointed.
Asked about the state of baseball in Benin, Coach Atanmon had this to say.
Well, baseball got introduced by me in Benin 15 years ago now. While I met a gentleman called Gary Tanzago. He was in Benin for one side clinic, and he met me. I was his interpreter, and we came up with the idea to bring baseball in Benin. He's been baseball literally president in Minnesota for 15 years. He went back to Minnesota. He shipped men and gears to me, and I started recruiting kids and teaching them the game of baseball.
The WBSC Under-23 Baseball World Cup 2026 will take place in Nicaragua, Central America from the 6th to the 15th of November 2026. Zimbabwe Under-23 national baseball team thrashed Benin 12-2 in the opening round-robin match of the Tri-Nations Baseball World Cup African qualifiers in Boksburg, South Africa's Gauteng province on Thursday afternoon. Zimbabwean coach Yasser Simango is exhilarated with his team's performance.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 game. Now, because of its Benin, it's a game, so it was a 50-50. It was a bit tough for both the teams, but we managed to keep it strong. We managed to work on all the bases that we wanted just to achieve the game. So we won. It was a good game. It was a great game there.
Simango says winning the opening match is a confidence booster heading into the second match against the host, South Africa.
At least for the first game, we wanted this game. Why? It was more like a starter to get us to the next games. So this game, at least it managed to boost confidence to part of the players. So at least tomorrow we know, coming from tomorrow going further, it means we're expecting now more good games, more good plays coming.
Zimbabwe's next assignment is against South Africa in the Southern African Derby, and the highly experienced baseball mentor Simango anticipates a tough match.
Next match, we'll play SSI tomorrow at 3. So that's another good game as well, and another difficult game. But we'll wait and see how the day will bring us the results.
Zimbabwean captain Tanaka Kiwanisai also weighed on his team's performance.
Not really, but it's a game. So yeah, we're expecting everything. So I'm very happy that the boys managed to manage the game well. So yeah, it was a good game.
The WBSC Under-23 Baseball World Cup is slated for 2026 in Nicaragua, Central America from the 6th to the 15th of November 2026. And the winners of this ongoing Baseball African qualifiers will definitely book a special ticket to the Baseball World Cup. In golf news, Jenny Choi shot a third round 5 under par 67 to stay atop the Maybach Championship leaderboard by 4 shots on Saturday in Malaysia. The 26-year-old who South Korean is seeking her first career LPGA title is a 19 under heading into Sunday's final round. Chan Yan Liu moved into second round at 15 under par at shooting a 65, while Australia's Haman Green is alone in third at 14 under after a 67. World number 1 Gino Titkulad of Thailand is within striking distance in fourth at 13 under after shooting at 64. 15:07 Central African time. We take a short break. When we come back, we will be having a conversation with our teenager in sport who plays the game of football.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you'll be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play. Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Exclusive to Africa at Play on Channel Africa. Teenagers in Sports with Neto, Neto Chemane.
15:08 Central African Time. A very warm welcome if you have just joined us. This is Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time on DSTV Audio Bouquet Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Alternatively, you can reach us from anywhere you are online on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC+. We now welcome to the conversation Kendrick Sinclair, who is a football player, our teenager in sport. And like we always ask, what are the teenagers up to if they are not in the classroom? Kendrick is on the football field. Good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm all right. You can relax, ne? It's just a conversation with Uncle Neto, ne? Nothing hectic. When did you start playing football?
I started playing at 4 years old. I played under 6 by Verts Juniors. Then I went to Stars of Africa Academy at 11, 12 years old. Played there for about 2 years. Then I went to Prestige Development. Played there for also about 1 or 2 seasons. Now I'm playing by La Masia currently.
Interesting indeed. You've got a journey already, but you're just a teenager. How old are you this year?
I'm 15.
Are you 15 the whole year or turning 16 later in the year?
Next year.
Next year?
Yes.
Okay, so you are still 15 for the rest of the year. Do you still remember your playing days from a tender age of 4 years, where it all began?
Not really, but I can recall some moments, the good moments where I got awards, things like that. But at Verts Juniors, before I left, I scored many goals. I play winger. I'm also a versatile player, so I can play defender, but mostly a winger, attacking player.
And how important it is, Kendrick, to be a versatile player who can play in more than just one position?
For me, it's very important because, if a player is injured, the coach will need you in a certain position. So if you can play that position better than the player that currently played in, he will recommend you. And that's how scouts look at players.
What's your favorite position?
Left wing, right wing.
Left wing, right wing.
Yeah, I want to be like Neymar.
I see. Yeah. And talking about left and right, which one is your strong foot?
I'm a left foot.
Oh, you're a left foot. But
Yes.
you can play comfortably with your right? Or is it one of those scenarios where you must always cut with your left?
I mostly play with my left, but crosses, I can use my right. It's just I'm not fully comfortable with it.
Okay. But
Yes.
at least you are making an effort.
Yes.
Hence, you said that you want to be like Neymar. Let's talk about Neymar a little. Why Neymar of so many great players out there?
Neymar, Messi, all those players, I look at them mostly at their mentality, They just don't give up, they keep pushing. Even though there's haters, they don't worry about most of their things, they just focus on their goals. And that's why I look at them.
Exciting indeed. How was life at Vets Juniors?
It was amazing, I learned a lot from them, physicality, all of that. When I went to Stars of Africa, that's where I mostly learned my technical ability, where it improved, learn how to play the ball faster and everything.
Why did you leave Vets Juniors for Stars of Africa?
I wanted to try something new. I felt too comfortable by Vets. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone.
How did they welcome you at the Stars of Africa?
At first I was the shy boy, the one that didn't know anything. But then as I got comfortable with the players, my teammates, then we gained a relationship.
Exciting indeed. When last did you play a football match?
Last week.
How did it go?
We played against Stars of Africa. We beat them 2-1.
So you played against your former team and you beat them 2-1. There's this thing, Kendrick, where when a player plays against their previous team, it's almost like their best game comes out. What causes that?
It's mostly like the feeling you get when you're on the field. It's like you're trying to prove a point, but not to the fans or to your old teammates, but to yourself, to say that I left this team for a reason, that I'm a better player now.
Are you playing for the under 16s or under 15s?
I play under 16 and 18 at La Masia.
Under 16 and 18.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting indeed. And how's life at La Masia?
It's amazing. I also came here this year, so I'm still getting to know the players, but in the under 16 I'm already comfortable, so I wanna you want
to level up now.
Level up, yeah.
And talking about comfort, and I like one thing about you, that you don't like this comfort zone. Whenever you start getting comfortable, you try something else because you want something that will challenge you. You play for the under 16 since you are 15, but you already enjoy playing with the under 18s.
Yes.
Does it give you extra experience if you play with the senior boys?
Yes, and even when I was younger, I was 11 years old playing in the under 13 GDL. I always played in a higher league. That made me a better player automatically because, the mentality is higher, everything, the intensity. So that's how I became a better player. And now I feel like next year I want to play in Engine Cup.
Interesting indeed. Engine Cup. Have you played in the Engine Cup before?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
So you're gunning for it next year.
Yes.
What have you witnessed? Have you gone to watch the games?
Yes.
What's the quality of football like there?
There's lots of intensity. The ball is one side, next minute it's on the other side of the field. So yeah, you must just be fit for that. And also Panorama. I looked at them. They won the recent Engine Cup. They were very strong. I didn't expect them to take it.
I hope you're not gonna leave La Masia for Panorama.
I hope.
You'll play Panorama. Okay. And let's talk about some of the players that you enjoy playing alongside. Who are these players that you always become happy when you see them in the starting 11?
In my team?
Yeah.
Okay, I play with Jaden Peterson. He's in under 16. Xavier is in under 18. Trey is in under 18. Trey and I have chemistry because we play together at Wits. So we both play CDM, so we're good with that. And also, there's a few others, but, they're just not so as close to me like the ones I mentioned.
You like scoring goals. When last did you score one?
This year I played centre back and CDM, so I never got the chance to play attack. But next year I hope to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate when you've scored a goal?
I don't celebrate.
You don't?
No.
You keep a serious face?
No, not serious, but I celebrate when I go to sleep, so yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't know if but with your age, I doubt you've seen him play. There's a player who used to play for Kaizer Chiefs. He even coached them, Arthur Zwane. They used to call him 10-1. He would score a goal and keep a serious face, and you would not understand what's going on. And this is a guy who scored a goal, so I thought maybe that's your style of celebration. 15:15 Central African time. We are enjoying a conversation with our teenager in sport, a football player, 15-year-old, who plays for La Masia. Before that, he played for Vets Juniors and also played for African Stars Academy. And it's good to see that at the age 15, he's now mastered all the techniques of the game, having kicked off his career at the tender age of 4 years. If a contract comes your way, a professional contract, where do you want it to come from?
Barcelona.
Barcelona?
Yes.
You like Barcelona?
Yo.
Yeah.
The play style, it's beautiful. It's art. So yeah, I would like to play there alongside with Lamine Yamal, Rafinha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you play for Barca, what's this one team that you would like to beat either in the La Liga or in the UEFA Champions League?
In the UEFA, Man United. I don't like Man United.
You don't like Manchester United. So as they've been struggling, you've been celebrating.
Yeah.
And in La Liga?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, because, just because they have 15 UEFA Champions Leagues, everyone think they're the best. But at the moment, Barcelona is a better team. My opinion.
Yeah. Football is a game of opinions, and
Yes.
there's no incorrect opinion, because you could say something about a game, you could predict a match and get the score right. A former professional player can predict the same match and get the score wrong. But it does not mean he doesn't no longer know his football,
Yes.
15:17 Central African time. We are talking to Enrique Sinclair, who is a football player playing for La Masia. He started playing at Vets Juniors at the tender age of 4 before moving to African Stars Academy, and now with La Masia. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation with the champion of the moment, Enrique.
Africa at Play, beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
I don't know, it's just missing something, It just wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same without. Attraction, they clap for us. Waiting on my downfall, ground floor up, that's elevator action. Michael Jackson, could it be as dangerous? Shit happens, armed with a paintbrush, hope you get the picture. Veins full of bad blood, so I put a stick up. What your favorite rapper used to be before the bitches? But that's until we following their riches. Took it back to the kitchenette, like I got my taco ad-libs in my dictionary. Big dreams in me ever since I was a beginner. So you gotta use the big screen when you picture me. Guinea, big deal. See the times rotate like a windmill, and I will never lose focus. Cry me a river, swag drip a ocean. Motherfucker came a long way. 1s and 2s up, fight me legal tape. That's on my, it's been a long way. Marathon, I ran this shit at my own pace. How many rappers in the world right now? Ain't it that one of them do it like I? Never get enough, never get enough, never too much. Victory. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. Toast to the winner. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. If you know you a winner. Party don't walkers in my courtyard. Money talks, I converse with the all-stars. So you all about the paper. Tell me something new, tell me something entertaining. Tell me something true, tell me nothing about failure. Serving rappers on some 24-hour-a-day shit.
How many rappers in the world right now? Hated that one of them do it like I. Never get enough, never too much.
VICTORY.
Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap.
Toast to the winner.
Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory
If you
lap.
know you're a winner, give me that old time feeling. German automobile with no ceiling. Push the button and start with no key ring. Bad chicken up blunt with no seedlings. You can still have what you want if you a dreamer. Start thinking out the box or follow the leader. I know you been through that. Feel like end of the season when your team do bad. But all I really need is a clean new pair. Somebody on my arm and some money.
15:21 Central African Time. It is a song by AKA titled Victory Lap. And of course, we still have our special guest, Kendrick Sinclair, who is a 15-year-old football player who plays for La Masia. Before that, he was with Vets Juniors and also joined African Stars Academy, where Farouk Khan is the big mentor there. When last did you speak to Farouk Khan?
When we played them home. So yeah. We played away, then I spoke to him. He said, it's good seeing you again.
He's a good coach, no?
He is a very good coach, but at Stars of Africa, I was under Coach Daniel, and he is also coaching me now by La Masia. So yeah.
And how's Coach Daniel?
He's a very good coach, you know. He pushed me to my limits. Even like when I'm very tired, he will scream, and at the time, you know, I don't like it, but when I go to sleep, I tell myself, he just wants me to become a better player.
And how do you feel, Kendrick, knowing that there are people who see potential in you and they are not just leaving it at, you know, a lukewarm situation, but they want to keep you, to push you even further to reveal the best in you?
You know, it feels amazing because when I see myself, you know, I'm just a regular player, but people see me differently. So that's just amazing, you know. So I'm obviously going to prove the point to them that you're not looking at me at this way for a reason, you know.
And before you move to Barca, in an event that a South African team shows interest, which team do you want it to be?
Sundowns or Pirates.
Sundowns or Pirates. Why those two? And they're playing against each other today. That match is kicking off in the next 7 minutes.
You know, Sundowns, the technical play, it's very good. It's similar to Stars of Africa, you know, they play very good. And Pirates, you know, the players there, goal scoring. I just want to score goals, yeah.
You just want to score goals?
Yeah.
Who do you think will win between the two as they're playing against each other today?
I think it will be a draw, 1-1.
1-1?
Yes.
So it's going to be tight, no?
Yes.
I see you're not even giving them two nyana, at least
1-1, yeah.
A goal will be scored, but that's where it ends.
That's where it ends.
All right, exciting indeed. 15:23 Central African Time. We are talking to Kendrick Sinclair, who is a football player. He started his career at the tender age of 4 years, where he played for Vets Juniors and is currently with La Masia. Before that, he joined the Stars of Africa Academy under the mentorship of Farouk Khan. Yeah, let's welcome Coach Daniel. Coach, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nima.
Coach.
How are you, my boy?
Good in yourself, Coach.
Sharp.
How are you doing, Coach?
Man, I'm good. I'm just waiting for the game now.
Yeah, interesting one. So Neymar thinks it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Do you share the same sentiments?
I'm wishing for a draw. I support the other team.
I know. I can tell with the sound of your voice. So if it's a draw, then it allows the other team to collect 3 points and at least they can go closer to the top 4.
Yeah, we close the gap and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. Coach, let's talk about Neymar. He's actually surprised. He wasn't looking forward to hearing your voice on air, and here you are. So I'm certain it's a big surprise to him. What kind of a player is Neymar?
Kendrick,
is good.
Well disciplined, skillful. He's got football intelligence. Yeah, he just those are the 3 basic things that make him stand out.
And And coach, he started playing the game at the age of 4. What a perfect age to start playing the game. I'm certain when he was around 7, 3 years later, he had already mastered the technique. Where is he at the moment versus, his junior days when he was still trying to master the techniques of the game?
Big improvement. Big improvement. You know what's funny? When I was coaching him in under 13, he played midfield, wing, and once in a while striker for me. But this season at La Masia, he played centre back and he played midfield for me in the under 18. So you can see, clever player, very intelligent. Football intelligence, yeah, superb.
If you had the powers to give him a professional contract, which team would it be?
Give him a professional contract, which team? Okay. A team like Pirates, I'll be honest with you, because they give a lot of youngsters game time. Another team I would pick for him would be a TS Galaxy, also because they give a lot of youngsters time to play. You get what I'm saying? So that they can gain the experience in the field of play.
I'm with you, Coach.
Yeah, I would send him to those two teams without hesitation if I had the powers to do so. Look, there's a bright future ahead for the young man. First and foremost, his dedication to the game is unquestionable. It's unquestionable. And his love of football and his discipline. So, yeah.
Areas of improvement for Neymar?
Physically. He can improve physically. Yeah, he needs to work more on his physique because the older you grow in this game, the more the physical aspect of it comes up. But I'm glad because he played as a defender, as a centre back, and I could see he was getting stuck into those tackles. Now we need to grow his body physically, and then I'm telling you, 2 years time, we should be seeing a future national under 23, under 20 player there.
There you have it from Coach Daniel talking about his player known as Neymar, and his real name is Kendrick Sinclair, who can play in different positions. Coach, before I let you go, actually let's find out from Kendrick, before we let the coach go, what did you like to say to the coach?
Coach just has a surprise, but thank you, Coach, for saying what you said. And hopefully in the next season, I can improve physically and, surprise you with my physicality.
You do that, boy. You do that.
Yes.
You do that.
Coach, thank you so much for making it so special for our special guest, Kendrick Sinclair, right here on Africa at Play. Have a good afternoon further.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Coach.
Sharp.
Sharp, Coach.
There you have it. Africa at Play. How do you feel with the surprise?
I didn't expect it, but, it was good hearing that from him.
Yeah.
The things he said, I'm well disciplined, Now and then, some players can trigger it, then I'll just get out of hand. But I try to stay in my lane, Football, on the field we can be enemies, but outside, we're always friends.
What grade are you in at school?
I'm in grade 10.
Definitely going to 11 next year?
Hopefully.
You must make it a reality.
Yes.
Because the sooner you get your matric and you can get into tertiary education, the better, because as a footballer, you'll never know when a professional contract comes your way. So when it comes, you want to have offloaded some of the school responsibilities, in terms of getting as high as possible, so that even when you get an injury-threatening scenario, then you've got the education as a backup plan.
Yes.
Thank you so much for pulling through to Africa at Play. What did you like to say to your teammates out there at last?
To my teammates, just keep working hard. It'll pay off, all the hard work, the grind. Just don't worry about the negativity coming towards it. Use that as in a positive way, Yeah.
And if you are playing in an attacking position in your next game, can we expect a goal?
At least 3 or 4.
3 or 4 goals?
Yeah.
Wow. So more than a hat-trick.
More.
Yeah, no, I like it. Thank you so much for pulling through to Africa at Play. All the best moving forward. Stay away from drugs. Concentrate in your game. Work on your physique, like the coach has said, because sometimes there's a thin line why a good player does not make it big. It could be issues like that the coach has picked up on, because, you know, there's a whole lot of different coaches out there who look at football in a different way. So someone could say, yeah, he's a good player, but you see, so you don't want the buts. This is where now you have to deal with
Take away the buts.
Yeah, take away the buts, and you know that you are a complete player. But I don't doubt you. I know you are already a complete player.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff. 15:30 Central African Time. That's how we conclude our conversation with our special guest, our teenager in sport, Kendrick Neymar Sinclair. This is Africa at Play. Astelele Siashaya.
Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here. From dusk till dawn, Channel Africa Radio is your soundtrack to life. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Our fitness coach, her name is Yvonne Dimakato Pasha. How to remain consistent with gyms, Dima, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now. As we are talking, I will send you my picture, and I want you to tell me what you think I should work on. Because, you know, when I look at myself, Dima, I think I'm very handsome. I'm so good looking, oh my goodness. Like here at Channel Africa where I work, I think I'm one of the most good-looking people ever. Like sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I never get used to how good I look. I'm just amazing.
You're okay with the way you're looking? You wish people could and now you want to put me on the spot.
Do I need gym?
Yeah. I mean, if you can just consider eating healthy, cutting down a few foodstuffs such as junk.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
So fresh, so clean. Love me in and out, unfailingly. And I'll be down now. Anytime you call me, I'll be down. I'll be down. Because I love and I love and I love and I love you only. Because I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly, we can fly in the sky in the night. Hold me in your arms and your love and your light. I'm on your wave right now. Hey. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. Hey. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now. Whoa, 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 yeah. If not you, then I don't wanna know. I don't want no story. Day and night is unconditional. Got me living softly. Yeah, yeah. Love me judge, love me tender. You know you love tie me up like Nepa. Anything you want and I'ma do whatever. Because I love and I love and I love and I love you only. Because I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly, fly in the sky in the night. Hold me in your arms and your love and your light. I'm on your wave right now. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now. Whoa, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Said love me judge, love me tender. Love me judge, love me tender. Said love me judge, love me tender. Love me judge, love me tender. You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. Yeah, you are my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. My sugar, my honey, my tender lover. Why would you just open your mouth and say something? Actually, terrified. Yeah. Abadance,
fields to finish lines.
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
Konama wulika lo Afrika nyamina fadenya kelele bi Afrika iyo konama wulika lo farafi usegela kele ya jule be Afrika nyamina yani yani Afrika nyamina toro toro Afrika torora iyo konama wulika lo Burundi nyamina kele ya jule be Afrika torora Somali kira ili ya jule be Afrika nyamina yani yani Afrika nyamina toro toro Afrika torora iyo kona maulika lo farafi usegela ili ya jule be Afrika nyamina yani yani Afrika nyamina toro toro Afrika torora farafi uyo Afrika nyamina ya Afrika torora Yatime ujayala, hey, ya kelemanyi, kelemanyi, ya kelemanyi,
From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
15:39 Central African Time. We played you Love Me JJ by Thames. This is Africa at Play. Let's now go to West Africa and find out what's the latest in Nigerian sport with Tony Tonero Ubani, our correspondent based in Lagos.
Six-time finalist Nigeria will be at their very best to grab Africa's slot in the Intercontinental Playoffs for next year's FIFA World Cup final to be jointly hosted by USA, Canada, and Mexico, said President of Nigeria Football Federation Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Guzo. Guzo exuded confidence yesterday that aside the forever unyielding Nigerian spirit, we saw the team clink a spot in the playoffs in the first place. The National Sports Commission and the NFF are working in tandem to ensure the first-time African champions are poised for victory against Gabon on Thursday 13th November, and for triumph against the winner between Cameroon and Democratic Republic of Congo, the other semi-final on Sunday, 16th November. Everything is being done by the NSC and the NFF to see that nothing is left to chance. No stone will be left unturned. That special spirit that saw the team rise to the occasion and score the 4 goals they actually needed against Benin Republic on the final day of the qualifiers will propel the team to victory in the playoffs. The camp will open in Rabat, Morocco on Sunday, 9th November. We are speaking to the players already, and everyone is on the same page. Every preparation needed to see the team soar to victory will be made, and I believe the players are additionally motivated by that keen desire of every professional footballer to feature at the FIFA World Cup finals. The Super Eagles square off to the Panthers of Gabon at either the 18,000 capacity El Barit Stadium or the 22,000 capacity Prince Molo El Hassan Sports Complex, both in Rabat, with the final of the playoffs scheduled for the State Prince Héritier Moulay El Hassan. In the meantime, Super Eagles coach Eric Kell has revealed that he will invite 1 or 2 new players for next month 2026 World Cup playoffs in Morocco. The Franco-Malian said that though inviting new players will be detrimental because of the time frame, he however said that he might bring in 1 or 2 players for this month playoffs in Morocco. I'll bring 1 or 2 players for November World Cup playoffs, and we will see after that, Chell said. Eric Chell speaks.
I'll compare that right now. During the 10 months, but difficult too. Because, it will bring a European guys, a UN nationality, if he play his first game in Africa, and very difficult to play in Africa because I had the speeding pull. You need to put him slowly, but sometimes you take a risk, and we try. But the most important thing is we should find the best way and the best sign to do big guy. And maybe we will add maybe 1 or 2 players for November, and we will see how.
Away from the Super Eagles, and let's look at the under-17 where Nigeria has bowed out. Nigeria's under-17 women's coach Bankole Olowokere has apologized to fans after the Flamingos were eliminated from the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup following a 4-0 defeat to Italy in the round of 16. Speaking after the loss in Morocco, Olowokere said the result was disappointing, but insisted that his young side would take valuable lessons from the experience. I just have to tender my apology to our fans all over the world. We are sorry that our journey in this tournament has come to an end. However, there are lessons for us to learn and benefits to take away as well. The exclusion experience the girls have gained here are very important. The defeat brought Nigeria's campaign to a premature end despite showing promise in the group stage. Italy took the lead just before halftime through Anna Coppella and went on to score 3 more in the second period, with Katrina Venturelli, Gali Robino, and Rachel Godici all finding the net. While acknowledging the pain of the defeat, Olowokere emphasized that the setback should be seen as a stepping stone for the players' future careers. The World Cup is over, but their future lies ahead. The end of this tournament does not mean the end of their football careers. They must see this as a learning experience, he noted. During the group stage games, Nigeria qualified for the round of 16 games, losing 1-4 to Canada, again losing 0-1 to France, and defeating Samoa 4-0, qualifying through one of the best losers rule. Coach Olowokere speak.
We don't work to decide the team could review with night to prepare, do something special, make sure that the that we win and we get to the next day. Accordingly, we good. The game of the performing as a call, we put to go to me and post them on the second half by editor talk. So, no, that time, all the great. I do put it today, the good character. There from another video, and not the take it, prepared, that's fine. The work of the silver, the future is ahead of them. If work of the silver, that's well, you can go ahead. So the party pick up from there. One game classic and a title get a team. It's football. They true to play football and because of let's on there. I think you got a lot of experience. I will come to the work of other men organization, another players are not together. Do kind of experience go along with their career. You know that super type put up. So I think that's all. Most of that that's all up there that we hope to see them in this also cover out a bit or how the soccer also. They are ready for the war.
Cranes of Uganda head coach Paul Poots has declared his team ready for battle ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Uganda are drawn in Group C with 3-time champions Nigeria, Tunisia, and Tanzania. The Cranes will be making their 8th appearance in Morocco They are not a major force in African football, but Put is confident they can compete with the Super Eagles and other teams in their group. The Super Eagles are a perennial powerhouse. There are threats everywhere from their squad with top talents and European experience. Tunisia are highly organized, technical, technical, tactically aptitude. They are hard to break down, but we will see. For our neighbors Tanzania, they are a good mix of energy and familiarity. Regional derbys are never easy. We will respect all of them, but we are not intimidated. We will give a good account of ourselves. Both sides will open their campaign at the AFCON 2025 finals against Tunisia on December 23rd. Former Nigerian international Ifeanyi Udeze has accused the Super Falcons for underrating Benin Republic in their 2026 AFCON second leg playoff tie in Abeokuta. The Super Falcons were held to a surprise 1-1 draw with the Benin Republic after winning the first leg 2-0 in Togo. Ashley Flomte gave the African champions the lead in the first half after rising to head home after Okoro was a corner kick. But the Benin had fought hard in the second half and were rewarded with a equalizer, which was not enough to overturn the tie. The draw was enough to hand the Super Falcons the ticket to the 2026 WAFCON in Morocco as they advance on a 3-1 aggregate scoreline. Reflecting on the second leg encounter, Udeze stated that the Super Falcons were expected to finish the job after recording a win away in the first leg. We look down on Benin Republic because if we beat them away, why can't we beat them here? Udeze said. So for me, I believe we look down on them, but thank God we played draw and have qualified. The Justin Madugu-led side will head to next year's WAFCON hoping to land their 11th continental title. Also, they will be targeting a semi-final finish, which will guarantee qualification to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. However, Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu has issued an apology to Nigerian fans following a tight 1-1 draw with Benin. We know what Nigerians expect from this team. The Super Falcons are held to a high standard and rightly so, Madugu said after the game. It wasn't our best performance and we didn't play to the level we are capable of. I take full responsibility for that. Sometimes results like this remind us that there is always work to do. We have seen areas that need adjustment and we'll go back to fix them. The goal is to ensure the Falcons return to their very best. Coach Justin Madugu speaks.
It didn't come too much as a surprise because even in the correspondence, we knew it was going to be a cup game or not going to be an in-game game. Really fun. What we knew about the Illinois. However, as a player, I equally want to use the opportunity to understand the Nigerian or humanitarian their expectation. Each time the Triple Five can go out to play, there are always high expectations in terms of the result. I equally want to be. Sometimes there can be up day, but there can be bad day, and we want to consider today's match what you require. And people at 10 even this is someone to oscillate what we really expected. They did that media by it took up the attack. Sometimes you can always have some opti. So we want to consider it as one of the OPs and that account for a way it will win. We're not too appointed. We're taking it at a wake up call and not a very the small one.
In the 10th vein, Super Falcons captain Rashid Ajibade disagreed with those who claim that the Super Falcons underrated the Beninese in the second leg. Rashidas Ajibade speaks.
But let's be honest, we expected it because we went through it and it taken Senator Kofi and we thought what happened in the second half that came about could we expect that in Como how the A or Yakume. So though they have to take the part Falcon duty but then the Tibao the Tedamaya down three. Let to not be mental about that and people people in a high and could you go out standard and you just have to make sure that the pre very and the bunch of kind of they will end up that on problem or they have developed the show to learn and
Okay, now let's look into the administration of football and tell you that a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Adedayo Olamuyiwa, has called for a full-scale investigation into the financial dealings of the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) over alleged mismanagement of international grants said to have been received from FIFA and the Confederation of African Football, CAF, between 2015 and 2025. The uproar followed FIFA's recent post on social media showing an image of the half-completed Benin Kebbi Stadium, one of several projects under FIFA's Goal Project initiative aimed at boosting football infrastructure across Nigeria. The post sparked outrage among Nigerians, many of whom questioned how funds allocated for the project were utilized. The Lagos State lawyer, in a motion presented during plenary, alleged that the federation had received over 25 million US dollars in development and operational funds. They failed to provide clear, transparent accounting of how the money was spent. Olamuyiwa, who represents Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency, cited the controversial 1.2 million US dollars FIFA forward grant reportedly used for the construction of the Benin Kebbi Stadium as an example, describing the facility as grossly substandard and unworthy of the amount claimed. This is not about politics, it's about accountability, Olamuyiwa declared. When you see a facility that clearly does not reflect its stated costs, questions must be asked. Nigerians deserve to know where their football money goes. He added that a series of financial irregularities and questionable expenditures had dogged the Nigeria Football Federation for years, eroding public trust and hindering Nigeria's football development at both grassroots and elite levels. The NFL continues to receive grants, but the results on the pitch and in administration don't mind the funding, he said. We must ensure that every dollar received is used for its intended purpose, not personal gain. Adedayo Olamuyiwa speak.
Or that between 2015 and 2025, NFF allegedly received developmental funds in excess of USD 25 million from FIFA and CAF, with nothing tangible and commensurate on the grounds to justify the humongous capital inflow from these two continental and intercontinental soccer bodies. Further recall that in December 2016, FIFA sent an audit query to NFF over the misappropriation of the US dollar 1.1 development grant to NFS. And it was reported that US dollar $802,000 lacked proper documentation. Therefore resolved, one, to set up a special investigative audit committee to look into the activities and account of the Nigerian Football Federation from 2015 to date. Two, invite the leadership of NFF, both parts are present, to appear before the Special Investigative Committee with records of activities, receipts, and disbursements from 2015 to date.
The House has since adopted a motion and mandated its committee on sports to open an immediate probe into the Federation's financial records. The investigation is expected to cover FIFA forward funds, CAF grants, and sponsorship revenues over the last decade, with lawmakers insisting that this marks the beginning of a new era of transparency and accountability in Nigerian football administration. The chairman House Committee on Sports of the House of Reps, Honorable Kabir Omar, also lends his voice to the probe, alleging scandal of FIFA grants to Nigeria Football Federation, NFL. Kabir Omar speaks.
Yes, answer. Because the money was released to them by FIFA, and they were the one that recommend the contractors for the two projects. And so far, we only saw one project trending on social media, that of Kebbi State. Then there is another one in Orubu, I think, River State. So you see, in the whole saga, the NFF must come out clearly and explain about the two stadiums, about the grants, about the contractor, and the progress of the other stadiums.
However, former Nigeria Football Federation NFL President Amadou Piniga strongly denied allegations of his appropriation surrounding the 1.2 million FIFA goal project in Kebbi State. The former NFF boss described the accusations as completely misconstrued, insisting that FIFA fund project was transparent, fully audited, and executed under FIFA global financial oversight. If FIFA gives you their money, they audit that money. They know everything from A to Z, and they have standards, he said. So if the contract was about $1.1 million in 2020, how much was that in Naira? Less than 400 million Naira. That's what people don't realize. Pinnick added that the project faced delays due to COVID-19, but was completed without any change in costs. Everything went according to plan, and even in the contract, I can share it. It was stated clearly that there was no variation, he said. COVID came and everybody had to go. There was no additional dime to the contract, no variation, even in spite of COVID. However, the House of Representatives has set up a special committee to investigate FIFA and CAF grants totaling $25 million given to the NFS. Imagine Phoenix speak.
Their money, they audit their money, no issues there. And they are standard. So 80 quarter was about $1.1 million. $1.1 million be 2020. How much of it is there? Less than 400 living there. That's what people don't know. Everything went according to plan. And even in the contract, I can share, it was stated clearly that there will go variation. And after COVID, you understand, you started DOD, you have workers on Friday, COVID, everybody had to go. There will be additional direct to the contract. No variation. Even in spite of COVID, they were planning a year for, but I tell you, you can hit them as you penny. But that's okay. Our fact, right.
For NFL President Ibrahim Guzo, the whole issue of probing the football house over the FIFA grants make of nothing other than the infiltration of politicians to football matters. And that President Ibrahim Guzo picked.
Even before the part releasing for to the contractor to do his job. And while this construction was going on, people used to send their own people to come and inspect as you what's happening. Before they release the next stage of from, they want to be sure that you meet the level that you until they receive clearance on their construction before they can release the next stage of money to the contractor. After that, you are also aware that in 2023, when the project was commissioned, people sent their own delegation to the venue for the official commissioner of the project. And as I said earlier, immediately after that, people come out to congratulate Nigeria for achieving that mile. The most worrisome aspect of it is that you see some high-profile Nigerians, including even people that were roaming about everywhere within the country, claiming that they want to lead this country. They wake up in the morning and saw just something on social media, and then the next thing you feed on their official social media handle being putting a bad comment in against the government. I don't think it's right for such kind of people to do that. It could have been better. Such kind of person could have tried to bring off the stadium of Benikadi and then bring up a mini stadium he constructed while he was a governor in his state to compare it and compare the money. Then you can talk about it, not a stadium in Kenya that was constructed by government to the worth of over 300 billion, and you are comparing it to a mini stadium of 1.2 billion.
The immediate past president of Nigeria Wrestling Federation, Daniel Egali, has penned a hearty reflection on his journey as leader of the sport while expressing faith in the leadership of the new president, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi. Egali, in a post on his Facebook page, wrote, 12 years, countless memories, one unending love, wrestling. There comes a time in every journey when the whistle fades, the lights dim, and the mat, once the battlefield becomes a place of quiet reflection. Yet today I arrived at that moment. After 12 fulfilling years as president of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, I laid down the mantle, having served the maximum tenure under the National Sports Commission's guideline. It has been a journey of faith, fire, and fulfillment. From my earliest days as a young wrestler, chasing dreams across dusty mats and ultimately winning world and Olympic titles, to my years as coach, technical advisor, and finally president, wrestling has given me everything. It has been my teacher, my mirror, and my home. In the spirit of continuity, the Federation of stakeholders have chosen Comptroller General Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, a man of honor, humility, and discipline, as my successor, having served faithfully as a board member. He understands both the heart and the heritage of our sports. I have no doubt he will carry the torch even higher. Daniel Egali speaks.
Of the Wrestling Federation, we hadn't won any world medal, not in male, not in female. And during my time as president, we won 5 world championship medals. Before I became president, we had 1 Commonwealth Games gold medal. And in the past 12 years, we were able to win 8 Commonwealth Games gold medals. I can't count the African titles we won. The last count we had was over 200 gold medals in Africa. I know that he's very competent. I want him to run with wrestling in the direction he thinks will be good for it. Oftentimes, we are very comfortable with where we are. So having a customs boss coming into the president, I'm open to see drastic changes and hopefully changes that are going to propel us better than where we were.
And before we go, let's tell you that the streets of Lagos came alive as football lovers lined up to catch a glimpse of the Total Africa Cup of Nations trophy, which began its continental-wide journey from the nation's commercial capital, led by officials of total Nigeria. The fans were treated to music and dance from Victoria Island through Osborne Road, Third Mainland Bridge to Ikeja, where football lovers had the opportunity of taking photographs with their crown. According to the organizers, the tour is aimed at bringing together football fans to see the prestigious trophy, sharing the excitement of Africa's biggest football event, which will be held in Morocco from December 21st, 2025 to January 18th, 2026. This year, the trophy tour will travel across 5 countries: Nigeria, Angola, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, and Morocco, bringing the spirit of Africa Cup of Nations to millions of fans. The Super Eagles are drawn in Group C against Tunisia, Tanzania, and Uganda. Nigeria will be hoping to go one better than its second place finish at the last African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And that's the size of Sports Roundup in Nigeria. For Channel Africa Sports, Tony Ubane reporting.
16:01 Central African Time. Thank you to Mazi Ubani for updating us with the latest in Nigerian sport. And that's how we say goodbye to the second hour of Africa at Play. We've officially entered into the third and final hour. In the Betway Premiership, action continues. The match between Mamelodi Sundowns, Kabuyelo Masandawana, and Orlando Pirates, the Buccaneers, is ongoing. 30 minutes of football has been played, and Masandawana are leading by a goal to nil. We will cross over to the country's capital city and pick up on the latest in that match. By the look of things on my screen, it is undoubtedly a sold-out affair. We will update you further, but for now, let's talk all things baseball. South African under-23 national baseball team hammered Benin 24-0 on Messi rule due to rain interruption during the second round-robin match of the Tri-Nations Baseball World Cup African qualifiers at the Cardinals Stadium in Boksburg, east of Johannesburg. And this match happened on Thursday, and we also witnessed Team SA triumphing 15-1 against Zimbabwe on Friday morning. And Team Zimbabwe opened the curtain of these qualifiers, beating Benin, the West Africans, 12-2 in the opening match. Let's now welcome the under-23 South African baseball coach, Lial Moritz. Coach, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you so much, Coach. Let's talk all things baseball. I was there on Thursday to witness the action. I've seen the match between Zimbabwe, our Southern African neighbors, and West Africans, Benin. Zimbabwe triumphed that match comfortably by 12-2. And I've also seen the match between South Africa and Benin, where South Africa won on the Messi rule 24-0. And you also got to play against Zimbabwe, beating them by 15-1. I've missed out on action afterwards. What's the latest? How's it going so far?
Well, we've managed to maintain our unbeaten run. We played Zimbabwe again this morning. I think our final score was 19-1. We played, I think yesterday afternoon we played Benin again, and also very much comfortable 24-1 winners there. So we're very much on track for tomorrow for the final.
And Coach, who will you be playing on the final?
Well, at this stage, it looks like Zimbabwe is leading Benin, so our opponents tomorrow would likely be Zimbabwe for sure.
And is it a must-win game for Team South Africa to book the ticket to the Baseball World Cup happening in Central America next year?
Yes, so the winner of tomorrow would have the bragging rights of going to the World Cup next year in Nicaragua.
Exciting indeed. 16:04 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, we're talking to the under-23 South African men's baseball coach, Lial Moritz, talking all things African qualifiers for the global spectacle coming up on the 6th to the 15th of November in Central America, and that is happening in 2026. Coach, just your thoughts on baseball in South Africa. Are we heading in the right direction, or there's still plenty of work that needs to be done to get the sport to a highest possible bar?
Yes, so I think we're definitely heading in the right direction. If our setup was teams from under 12, under 15, under 18s, the under 23s, and of course the seniors. And I think with what we have put in place, it's a slow build-up, but yes, there's much room for improvement. And I think we're definitely in the right direction going forward. And this is one of the stepping stones for a lot of the youngsters that's come through the ranks. So yes, it's very important for us to be maintaining this kind of level for us to continue to grow.
And Coach, baseball in schools is still one of the conversations that we need to table, because not a lot of schools have baseball as an option, and that's a gap right there to start the sport at a tender age, so that when these kids are in their teen ages, then they've already mastered the technique of the sport, and the sport can grow not just in South Africa but on different parts of the African continent.
So that's a very big part of our development. We have started baseball within the schools, and there is quite a large following at the moment. So yes, it's still a lot of work ahead, but that's definitely one of the steps in the right direction for baseball to grow and to make it more popular amongst the younger age groups.
16:06 Central African Time. We are talking all things baseball on the African continent with Lial Moritz. Coach, did you get to speak to the West Africans in Benin about their state of baseball? Because when I spoke to Coach Fernando Atanom, he actually highlighted that he started the sport 15 years ago, and it's quite impressive to see that 15 years later they are able to come to South Africa for the African qualifiers building up to the upcoming World Cup.
And we chatted. The one thing that we, as from a South African point, we never knew the depth of what Benin had to offer. And yes, like you said, it's a fairly new process for them. But I mean, for them to have achieved this much in that short period is definitely a step in the right direction for the Benin Baseball Federation, and it can only get better as time goes on.
And Coach, South Africa has a good relationship with Zimbabwe when it comes to baseball. It's either there's a team from South Africa heading to Zim, or there's a team from Zimbabwe in South Africa. Even later this year in December, there will be a team from South Africa heading to Zimbabwe. So this goes to show the relationship between the two nations. How important are these relationships in building the sport in Southern Africa, with an effort of later on growing it across the entire African continent?
Yeah, so we've been very fortunate in the sense that Zimbabwe, being our neighbor, has had such a strong growth in the sport that we were able to, and we are able to continually have these series worth involving them. And I think for us, it's important that we kind of have bigger buy-in from the Southern Hemisphere countries, because it helps us and it helps countries like Zimbabwe just to grow and kind of have more internationals, which is important going forward for any country that's in the sport at the moment.
Coach, before I let you go, when did you first meet baseball, and how has the journey been?
I started out as a junior. I've been fortunate that the sport has been good to me. I probably started out when I was about 19. I've been fortunate that I've represented my country for about 10 years. When I've been to World Cups and I've been to the Olympics with the team. So the growth has been over a very, very long period. But I've only good words to say about baseball in South Africa.
Coach Lial Moritz, South African under-23 baseball coach, who's currently on national duty doing his best together with his technical team and the playing personnel to ensure that they book a ticket, a special one, to the Baseball World Cup coming up in November from the 6th to the 15th, 2026 in Central America. Coach, thank you so much for being the nation builder that you are, plowing back to the upcoming generation and the current youngsters in making certain that the sport of baseball does not die a natural death. All the best to you and everyone on board who is devoted to the sport of baseball.
No, thank you guys for the interest also. I mean, without these conversations, it just gets to a bigger market, and that's very important for us to keep growing. Thank you for the time that you've taken to have a chat with me.
Thank you so much, Coach. All the best moving forward to 16:10 Central African Time. And that brings us to the wrap-up of our African baseball conversation with Coach Lial Moritz, who is the head coach of the under-23 men's baseball team that is currently playing against Benin and Zimbabwe in the Tri-Nations African qualifiers for the big ticket to the World Cup that will be taking place in Central America from the 6th to the 15th of November 2025. Africa at Play, as Deleli Siashaya. It's time for a short break. The game between Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns is now 1-1. We will cross over to Pretoria a little later.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Our fitness coach, her name is Yvonne Dimakatso Pasha. How to remain consistent with gyms, Dima, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now. As we are talking, I will send you my picture and I want you to tell me what you think I should work on. Because, you know, when I look at myself, Dima, I think I'm very handsome. I'm so good looking, oh my goodness. Like here at Channel Africa where I work, I think I'm one of the most good-looking people ever. Like sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I never get used to how good I look. I'm just amazing.
You're okay with the way you're looking. You wish people could and now you want to put me on the spot.
Do I need gym?
Yeah. I mean, if you can just consider eating healthy, cutting down a few foodstuffs such as junk.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
16:12 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. This is the third and final hour of the show on this Saturday afternoon. But worry not, we are back again tomorrow. Same time, same place, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central African Time. As we now welcome our West African correspondent, Tonero Ubani from Lagos, Nigeria. So Ubani, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, the Velvet Voice. The sun is out here, and indeed, Lagos is brimming with activities.
Thank you so much indeed. We appreciate the sun every moment, although sometimes for some athletes it becomes hectic to participate in a very strong heat. But with time you adjust, and those in West Africa, I'm certain they are comfortable to adjust to those weather conditions. So, Bani, let's talk about the latest in the Super Eagles camp. Other countries that have already qualified for the upcoming FIFA World Cup 2026 in Mexico, Canada, and the US will be playing international friendlies, building up to that special moment moving forward, and also preparing for the Africa Cup of Nations, those that have already qualified for the continental spectacle. But for the Super Eagles, there's still the World Cup playoffs coming up.
Yes, indeed, Neto, that's exactly what you get when you do not pick the ticket, right from onset. There's a lot of things that are going to miss, but indeed now the Super Eagles are all focused on the playoff, and indeed, they'll be opening a camp on Sunday next week, ahead of the United States All World Cup qualifying playoff in Morocco on November 9th. The Nigerian side will face the Panthers of Gabon in the first semi-finals of the playoffs, scheduled to hold November 13th in Rabat, Morocco. The Nigerian Football Federation officials, Nigerian football officials are already working around the clock and with the National Sports Commission to ensure the success of the Super Eagles at the mini tournament. Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko, has equally confirmed that government has done everything possible to make the team comfortable. He said that together with the Nigeria Football Federation, they have ensured that there will be no distractions. Nigerians are solidly behind them. We want them to raise their game and get the ticket and send the country into frenzy. And so also the Nigeria Football Federation President Ibrahim Guzo, all Nigerian attention, almost everything that Nigeria does now, just talking about the playoffs coming up. And indeed, everybody is just hoping that the Super Eagles will indeed, pick the ticket before going into the Intercontinental playoff later in the day.
So, Bunny, we've seen the Super Eagles struggling against some of the sides that one never thought they would, the likes of Lesotho, at times Rwanda. It was never easy matches to play. And here we are. Now the Super Eagles will be taking on Gabon. How well do you know Gabon? Do you think it is achievable to grab that last ticket to the World Cup? Or it's one of those where we've got to hope and believe that it will go the way of the green and white?
Yeah, Neto, it's one thing for people just to be optimistic about a team, either because they're driven by patriotism, but I think on this station we're driven by facts. And you will see that Nigeria used to be a very continental heavyweight when it comes to football in Africa. But I must say that time has changed, and we have equally seen that, that countries in Africa have indeed all risen up. Cape Verde, for instance, have really shown everybody that there is nothing new. There is no heavyweight in football anymore. And almost the play of Lesotho and the other one, Benin Republic, have equally justified that. In a group like that, if Nigeria, every other person would have just confirmed that Nigeria and South Africa, it will be a two-way game between Nigeria and South Africa. But we saw how ding-dong it was. And indeed, I think that playing the Panthers of Gabon will indeed be another headache for Nigeria. Ordinarily, if you look at the head-to-head game between Nigeria and, Gabon, one will be tempted to say, okay, let's give it to Nigeria because, they have played 8 times. Nigeria won 5 times, drew 2, lost 1, and goal for 16 and goal against 16, while Gabon have played 8 times to won 1, drew 2, lost 5, goal for 16 and goal against 16. Goal for 6 and goal against 16. That basis, almost everybody will think that it's an easy thing to, say that Nigeria will qualify. But I do not want to say it that way, because if you look at how Gabon qualified, they finished second with 25 points. That's massive. That's a very massive point that indeed not even the winner South Africa got up to that point. That also shows you, how good that team is. And almost everybody is thinking about them, knowing, what they have to, put into their game. We have Aubameyang, who stands out, as a standout player in that team. And almost everybody is saying that player cannot make or mar any game. He's not alone. There are other players in that rank that have really made Gabon, to be very, very wary for Nigerians when they play them. And when you get to a stage in this, Neto, you throw in everything you have. So we got into a point where other African teams have really gotten that confidence that is it not Nigeria we're playing, they are no longer what they used to be. That's why the area of stars that the Nigerians parade. Perhaps the players are doing very well in their teams. But then coming together at the national level, we see that it has not been a very good journey for them. But then the last game against Benin, we saw a team that upped its game. The one thing with the Nigerian team is that when they play a very good game, the next game will be surprised what they get. So for me, I think that we'll just keep our fingers crossed when we play Gabon, because that Gabon is desperate and of course is well knitted when you see players, come together for a purpose.
16:19 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, we are talking to our West African correspondent, Tony Tonero Ubani, talking all things Nigerian sport. So, Ubani, please do stay on the line. We'll take a short break. We'll wrap up our conversation shortly.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Our fitness coach, her name is Yvonne Dimakatso Pasha. How to remain consistent with gyms, Dima, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now. As we are talking, I will send you my picture and I want you to tell me what you think I should work on. Because, when I look at myself, Dima, I think I'm very handsome. I'm so good looking, oh my goodness. Like here at Channel Africa where I work, I think I'm one of the most most good-looking people ever. Like sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I never get used to how good I look. I'm just amazing.
You're okay with the way you're looking. You wish people could and now you want to put me on the spot.
do I need gym?
Yeah. I mean, if you can just consider eating healthy, cutting down a few foodstuffs such as junk.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
16:21 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. We are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. We still have our West African correspondent on the line, Tony Tonero Ubani, as we wrap up our conversation with him. So Ubani, CAF has confirmed the venue for the World Cup playoffs between the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Gabon. It will be happening at the Stade Prince Moulay El Hassan in Rabat, Morocco. A lot of continental events are taking place in Morocco. Your thoughts on this venue?
Yes, Neto, Morocco suddenly has become the maker of sports in Africa. And indeed, I think, it's equally robbing us on the team, their preparation. The administration is very, very solid. It's one thing for you to become the center of attraction in Africa, and another thing for you to also, while doing that, for you to also be found in administration preparing your team. We have equally seen how the Moroccan teams, national teams, both the underage, in the women, and of course their male national teams, how they have done. And of course, you remember that Morocco remains the only team in Africa that has gotten, to the semi-final of the World Cup. So that's the standard. All the teams that are qualifying or struggling to qualify in the playoffs, that's exactly, it is Morocco that are using as a standard. It's no longer for you to, play in get to the quarterfinal. No, an African has surpassed that. So it's a very great thing that Morocco is doing, and of course, we applaud them. And you see that Prince Moulay El Hassan Stadium in Rabat will host the eagerly awaited World Cup playoff between Nigeria and Gabon. The tie already been built as a battle for.
Tony Tonero Ubani, all the way from West Africa in Lagos, Nigeria. So Ubani, thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play. 16:23 Central African Time, and that's how we wrap up our conversation on all things Nigerian sport. The match between Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa against Orlando Pirates is on a halftime break at 1-1. In the second half, we'll cross over to the country's capital city in Pretoria, where this match is taking place at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium, to find out what's the latest. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll update you on different sporting action in terms of results and fixtures out there.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you'll be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
16:24 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play, the continent's best sport and music destination. There's sporting action happening in different parts of the African continent and globally. Let's start in the United Kingdom with the Premier League. There's action that will be kicking off at 5 p.m. Central African Time. Crystal Palace takes on Brentford FC. The Bees at 5 p.m. and another match at the same time is Nottingham Forest. The Tricky Trees taking on the Red Devils. Manchester United. Then Bendy FC will take on Arsenal. The Gunners of London at 5 p.m. And this particular match will be broadcast live on SABC Sport on SABC 3, and you can also reach it on SABC Plus at your fingertips. Brighton and Hove Albion, also known as Brighton, takes on Leeds United at 5 p.m. Central African Time, while Fulham FC will take on Wolves at the same time. And Tottenham Hotspur will be up against Chelsea FC, the Blues, at 19:30 Central African Time. Then at 10 p.m. it will be Liverpool, You Will Never Walk Alone, taking on Aston Villa, the Villains. And then tomorrow action will continue between West Ham United taking on Newcastle United at 4 p.m. Central African Time. Another match at 18:30 tomorrow. Manchester City, the Citizens, will take on AFC Bournemouth, and Sunderland FC will be up against Everton on Monday the 3rd of November at 10 p.m. Central African Time. Let's go to Germany in Europe and find out what's the latest in the Bundesliga, where there's also action that is happening both today and tomorrow. There is a match that will be taking place later today at 16:30 Central African Time between Heidenheim and Eintracht Frankfurt, and there's also a match between RB Leipzig and VfB Stuttgart, while FC Union Berlin takes on SC Freiburg, and FSV Mainz versus Werder Bremen at 16:30 Central African Time. FC St. Pauli will be up against Borussia Mönchengladbach at the same time. Then at 19:30 it will be the reigning champions Bayern München taking on 2024 champions Bayer Leverkusen at 19:30. Then tomorrow it's FC Köln taking on Hamburger SV at 16:30 Central African Time. Then Wolfsburg will take on Hoffenheim at 18:30 Central African Time. Let's now visit the South African Betway Premiership and check what's the latest on the fixtures that are currently underway. We've got a match between Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa that is up against Orlando Pirates, and this match is currently on a halftime break at 1-1. Then there is a match between Polokwane City taking on Richards Bay at 1800 Central African Time. Chippa United, the Chili Boys, takes on Amazulu FC Usutu at 2015 Central African Time at the Buffalo City Stadium in East London, South Africa's Eastern Cape Province. TS Galaxy, the Rockets, will be up against Stellenbosch FC, and this match is taking place tomorrow at 15:30 Central African Time at the Mbombela Stadium in Nelspruit. Abafana Bestend Golden Arrows takes on Marumo Gallants at 1800 tomorrow at the King Goodwill Zwelithini Stadium in Durban, eThekwini. Amazulu will be up against Polokwane City on the 4th of November at 19:30 at the Princess Makoko Stadium in Durban. We will continue to update you on all things different sporting action that is currently happening on the African continent and globally. In India tomorrow wraps up the 2025 Women's ODI World Cup, where we will see India women taking on the South African women Proteas, and that match is at 11:30 Central African Time. And later today at 18:10 it will be a match in international rugby between four-time world champions, the Springboks, and Japan. This is Africa at Play as Delil Siashaya.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender-based violence GBV zikuononga mioyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete, koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhudzidwa funa chithandizo, chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionesero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhuzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play. Africa at Play, beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
Ona makambo e, ona makambo e, ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, munu para kile bachuli balutua, lutua, lutua unu wekluwe, lutua unu wekluwe. Ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, unu para kile bajuliba. Ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, songi songi bandeko e, ngaina makambo e, ona makambo e, unu para kile bachuli balutua, lutua, lutua unu wengwe, lutua unu wengwe. Ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, ngaina makambo e, unu para kile bachuli balutua, lutua, lutua unu wengwe. Ona makambo e, ngaina makambo e, ona makambo e, ngaina motema, unu para kile munu balutua, lutua, lutua, unu wengluwe. Ona makambo e, songi songi bandeko e, likambo na motema e, ngai na motema, unu para kile bachuli lo lutua, ona makambo e.
16:39 Central African Time. It is a song titled Makambo by Jeffrey Oyema. And before that, we played you a South African artist, Mahu, featuring Dipsen, saying Gilimele. This is Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome as we welcome to the Producer's Corner, my producer, Andisiwe Fagimalu Zobona Mali. Mali, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon to you, Neto. Good afternoon to the listeners of Africa at Play throughout the continent and throughout the globe.
Let's kick off in India, where great action is happening in women's cricket. We've seen the women Proteas making it all the way to the final to meet a side they've met in the group stages in India, the host nation. That match is taking place tomorrow at 11:30 Central African time. What can we expect? Is this time for the women Proteas to come back with that golden trophy, especially this being their maiden ODI World Cup?
Well, it's a very interesting one, Neto, and it will be a challenge for both teams because reaching the final on its own is a statement, so no team is weaker than the other, but I guess it will all unveils in the field of play, of which I think the bowling part of it will be key in terms of making sure that the batters, don't score a lot of runs, don't do big margins, because we've seen with South Africa what helped them against England. It was the betting, one of the players, betting over 150 runs, which helped the team massively, so they couldn't emulate that, England, so they lost the game, by also a big margin, so I think collecting the runs is the key for a team that will win, but also a team that will win must make sure that their batters, are on point when the game resumes. But a very interesting one for both teams, very interesting players, young players for both teams, because I've been following India's progress, I've been following how they are aggressive on the field, so probably they will come out with that, but South Africa on the other side, representing the continent, and probably wanting, because they've played like 3 finals in a row coming into this one, so they will really want to win because they've been silver medalists, I've also heard from the media manager at the Proteas women, Neto Chemane, speaking to you earlier. It was interesting to hear the atmosphere in the camp, how they approached this game, the mentality now in terms of approaching this final. Otherwise, a game of cricket is a game of cricket, Neto, and surely it will be nail biting and very interesting. I'm happy that the attention is getting along, the women's game, it's growing, Neto, in leaps and bounds, it's nice to see playing a very interesting cricket as well on the grounds, so a very interesting one when it comes to South Africa versus India. If I would predict, probably I would say India will take this one, given how they are aggressive on the field, but Proteas can win it as well, but I personally feel like India will grab this one.
Interesting indeed. 16:43 Central African time. That is the voice of Andisiwe Fakimalu Zobona Mali, as we are talking about all issues African sport in this Producers Corner. Mali, there's also action in rugby, international rugby, with the Boks, 4-time world champions, taking on Japan, a side that you can't underestimate.
Yes, Springboks in their Autumn Nation series, kicking off against familiar foes when it comes to the coach of Japan, Eddie Jones. He was a consultant to the Springboks at some point when they were under Jake White. Yes, it was under Jake White at the World Cup. So he knows the team. And I know that Springboks also will be going there and trying to prove, especially playing at a stadium that is not rugby friendly when it comes to Wembley Stadium, So it will be an interesting one. Remember, the Springboks on their side, this means a lot because they are defending their nation's trophy, championship trophy rather. So it will be a key game for them to win. But also Coach Erasmus will be unveiling some new players. Siakolisi will be playing his 100th game. So it will be very interesting to see how it pans out. One would hope that he would have been kept probably here in South Africa in front of the home fans, but it happens to be in London at Wembley Stadium. But also, we know that South Africa have been beaten by Japan before, so it won't be an easy ride for them. They will probably have to play their best rugby, and no team goes into the field to lose, So I hope and I know, though, that they won't be taking this game very easy. And Japan also will like to prove doubters that they are also, a top-class team.
Top class team in Japan, indeed. We're talking the rugby match that will be taking place at 18:10 between South Africa's Springboks, four-time world champions, against Japan. And there's also action in football in South Africa, where Mamelodi Sundowns are up against Orlando Pirates. And as it stands, it is 1-1. We will shortly be crossing to this match. Our teenager in sport made a prediction that it's going to end 1-1. And as it stands, Kendrick Sinclair, a 15-year-old football player who plays for La Masia, is on point. Let's go now to the Loftus Versfeld Stadium to find out what is the latest in this match between Amasandawana and the Buccaneers.
Modiba. Space to turn here for Nuno Santos. Plenty of space on the far side for Mudau to renew his battle against Dion Hotto. Santos with the movements. Good challenge. Good defensive work by Dion Hotto on that far side. Solid work then for the 35-year-old. Well, not only was Hotto back defending, but Sim Remy right back there, keeping up with the forward movement from that man, Kuliso Modau. Tenson. Well, Libito just straight offside here on the near side. Kamohelo Rabotindela, the official. With the good call. So we're just about on the hour mark, and a couple of changes will be made here. Scorer of the equalizer, Tenton, will make way. Makopa will be another of the men coming off. Mutuba coming on in his place. And in the creative department, we have the introduction of Patrick Aswangan. 'Keep in mind that the Pirates had opted for three crafters in the middle of the park in the way of Nduli, Nemtatela and Danson. Now a more creative number 10, so to speak, in inverted commas. Zamaswangani. He is out to that far side. Nicely done.
16:48 Central African time. 60 minutes of football has been played between the two South African giants in Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. As it stands, is 1-1. Mali, your thoughts on this game? Did it produce what you thought it would?
Well, Sundowns are probably, having the upper hand. I've just looked at the ball position. They've had more ball because Sundowns is a team that attacks with the ball, defends with the ball. Swimmingly, Orlando Pirates are trying to find their feet with only 38% of the ball position up until now. Remember, Sundowns scored first as well. They had to equalize. But it's been very interesting to see how the stadium is full, Neto, the ambience around the stadium, seeing people going out. The game was sold out during the week, in the beginning of the week. The tickets were already gone when it comes to this game. So people are supporting. I mean, these are the two South African representative at the CAF competitions, even though Orlando Pirates recently got out of the CAF Champions League, So these are top tier teams, even when it comes to the continent, when you face one of them, but when they play against each other, obviously it's explosive, hoping to see more goals because having a full stadium and 1-1 draw, I feel like the teams can do more. But also Orlando Pirates on their side, they are reforming Neto, coming out of the Champions League. Also, they had some weekly fixtures where the coach mentioned that he's been having injury issues, but he did the likes of Rebohile Mufugeng is not part of this team, healing, but not up to the standard that the coach would want, So Orlando Pirates are nursing a lot of injuries, trying to make sure that the players recover fully, because the player that I've just mentioned, Mufukeng, he scored when these two teams last played, and there's a player who has shown that, he comes out and represents the team. But also on the Mamelodi Sundowns side, worried about the yellow cards that have been issued for now. I know Modiba is also one of the recipients of those yellow cards. They will have to be cautious when it comes to that, because once you lose a player in a game of this magnitude, it really becomes a disadvantage for you, because every position needs someone, every player needs to be marked, and watched. So hopefully that they will play a fair play, and also score more goals, Neto, because, yeah.
What are your thoughts on a scenario where the likes of Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, quality players that the national team coach also chooses for the national team, and subsequent to national duty, you are needed at your team, and sometime you are hit by these kind of injuries and you end up not doing well in either domestic football or continental football for the likes of the two teams, since they are also involved in African football. Is there a way there could be an equilibrium so that you benefit in both ways, and not have a scenario where, yes, you've allowed players to go and represent the nation and the national team has qualified for the World Cup, but then you remain with problems of injuries?
Yeah, Neto, it's not something that you can easily avoid, because having to be chosen to represent the national team, it means that the coach saw something in you, and I've just mentioned earlier on that these two teams, they play top football in the continent and in the world, because remember, Mamelodi Sundowns was part of the Club World Cup, So surely it will attract attention to the national team, but also, I feel like a coach like Hugo Bros, he likes to give players that are on form instead of players that are known, So it's the best that he can do, and with the team doctors and staff at that level, they also try and protect the players at all costs, in terms of trying to cap those injuries, to make sure that the players return to their clubs, because sometimes clubs wouldn't want to release these players because of such things, and they do have that right, as far as I'm concerned, to withdraw their players, to say, talk with the senior national team technical members to say, these are the reasons that I can't release this player due to ABC, They have that right, but also when it comes to the national team, you can't avoid it. I mean, injuries it's not something that you can predict, It happens based on the action on the field of play. So it's quite tricky, Neto, the question that you've just asked me, but I believe that the national teams are doing their best in terms of trying to protect, because it's been a long battle. It's something that is there, and something that is very critical when it comes to players returning to their clubs, with the injuries, different injuries. So I feel like the national team coaches and also technical staff should be protective of those players, so that their teams can utilize them after national duty.
Let's wrap up with our topic of the day, where we're talking about money as an influencer in football, where we've witnessed that Wydad Athletic Club, they've given each player $6,000, and that's the question we are asking, to say, is money a big motivating factor when it comes to African football?
Yes, Neto, I think compensation, is always key. You need to give these players something, especially when they have done something beautiful. We've seen it in countries like Nigeria, the national team, where the president, would give them houses, cars. It's nice to see, and I also think it's a motivation. It's not specifically money, but something, giving back something to players who have shown that they really, would do anything for their teams, So I feel like personally it's a good thing. I feel like it should continue, and other countries and other leagues should also learn from those who do give back, because it's really a motivation. Imagine with these two teams that we spoke about earlier on that are playing the Cricket World Cup, the Women's Cricket World Cup, We're talking here about young players who are barely 25, 21-year-olds, playing at that level. Surely you should give them something when they come as a thank you, but also to motivate others to say, I want to be part of that team. Also, when you are part of that team, you say, I want to win because we might get, a thank you from our country or from our club, So I feel like it's important to reward players for their good work.
That's how we wrap up our Producer's Corner with my producer, Andisiwe Fagimaluzobona Mali. Mali, thank you so much and all the best moving forward.
Thank you very much, Neto.
16:55 Central African Time. Worry not as we say goodbye, because we will be back again tomorrow. But before we say goodbye, let's welcome Anika Longe to find out what's coming up on Mix Vibration, where she will be taking over as soon as Africa's Velvet Voice says goodbye. The match between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates is still on a 1-1 draw, which means our teenager in sport, Kendrick Sintle, is on point because he predicted a 1-1 draw. But hey, there's still some time of football to be played. Anything can change. Anika Longe, bonjour.
Bonjour Neto, bonjour à tous les auditeurs de Channel Africa. Alors, on se retrouve tout à l'heure sur Mix Vibration. Vous savez comment ça se passe, n'est-ce pas? C'est 100% musique africaine. Nous dansons, nous bougeons au son des rythmes africains, et nous avons également des belles et inspirantes conversations. Aujourd'hui, nous allons nous entretenir avec un artiste musicien gospel. Il s'appelle El Perezito, il nous vient du Cameroun. Il vient de sortir son single que je vous invite, chers auditeurs, à rester connectés massivement afin de découvrir ce single. Donc, c'est tout à l'heure sur Mix Vibration. Merci beaucoup, Neto.
Merci beaucoup. Stay tuned to Channel Africa, because we are the best broadcasting to the world in 5 languages: English, Chinyanja, Kiswahili, Portuguese, and French. Mix Vibration coming your way. Let's also say our goodbye and salute. We will be back again tomorrow from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Thank you to our sound engineer, Tumelo TM Mokwena, as well as our audiovisual streaming specialist, Mike Mokwena, and our social media guru is Dumisilema, my producer, Andisiwe Fagimaluzobona Mali. And from the rest of the Africa at Play team, thank you for listening. My name is Neto, Neto Chemane. Hosiati konyagazi mumkhajo phandle konjani moyani vukuvuku dendele. Africa at Play, asiteleli siyashaya. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.